Hello everyone, I'm here to respond to a video that was posted about 2 years ago, I believe. Um, I was watching Def Poetry Jam and I came across it, and it's titled, I Hate Black History Month. So I immediately click and listen to what the person has to say. So in her defense, she wrote at the bottom, I'm Jewish. So I'm thinking, okay, what's your point? So I'm listening to the video. Basically, she states that celebrating race through a month is dividing us as a people rather than unifying us. And in a way, I could see how you would think of it that way, but at the same time, no. Black History Month is not used to say that we're better than someone. It's used as a reminder to remind all of us who are African American that we have accomplished so many things regardless of our past. We have come from so many horrible things, and look at us now. That's basically what I gathered from Black History Month. That I should be proud of what I am, and that being an African American woman, that we have accomplished so much in our lives, and we have the privilege to do so many things that our ancestors didn't have a choice or even a way of accomplishing these things or having the luxury to do these things that we're doing. Basically, a lot of people don't know that we were enslaved for almost 400 years, and that just for us to sit in the same facility as a person of a different race is a blessing. It's something that people just about 60, 70 years ago couldn't do, and we can do it. And it's not seen as a big deal because a lot of us don't know where we come from. See, Black History Month is used to remind us that nothing that we have was given to us without sacrifice. Everything we have, someone sacrificed for. We have the Martin Luther Kings, the Rosa Parks, the Malcolm X's. All those people are figures to show us that we had to fight for these things. So to say that someone should not have a month to remind themselves of why they should be proud of who they are is selfish to me. Um, she states that she's Jewish, and my grandfather, he's a pastor, he works with a lot of rabbis, and basically, he told me that the Jewish race instills their values or their important history into their children so that they know where they come from. They tell them about the Holocaust. They tell them about everything they need to know because they're proud of their race and they want them to know where they come from. The difference is the African American race is very, very broken. Um, there were different tribes from Africa stolen from their land and forced to be here, forced to be named different names, to be more Americanized, to forget what they came from, to forget that their home is Africa, and to be slaves here for a race that they've never even seen before. So if you've ever watched Roots, you could see Kuta Kinte, he gets whipped God knows how many times because he didn't want to change his name to Toby. And a lot of people take that as a joke, like, oh, your name is Toby. Like, that's not funny. Someone was whipped because they weren't trying to let go of their values. They weren't trying to let go of who they were. And so, being of African American descent, we came here and we had to give up so much of ourselves to survive. Because if you didn't want to do this or if you wanted to celebrate that, you could have been killed. So basically, um, the girl in the video made a quote, and I wrote it down because it annoyed me. And she said, if we keep celebrating all the minorities, it'll keep separating them. Who's them? You're Jewish, right? So you're a minority, according to the law. You're not American or whatever a majority person is. You are Jewish, which means that you're a minority as well. So why do you, I don't like how you kept saying them as if you are not one. If you're Jewish, then you're a minority. Point blank. Another thing that bothered me was that you kind of said that you didn't like or that you hated Black History Month, um, other races, as well as Women's History Month. It's not it's not about being treated differently because of the skin of your skin color. It's about celebrating what we've come from, what we've overcome. Because me being an African American woman, and I stress the word African American and woman because one, being black was, a horrible thing about 7 years ago. You were seen as inferior, you were seen as less than, 3/5 of a human being. But not only that, but being a woman, a person who couldn't vote at one point, who couldn't divorce their husband, anything. To be both of those things and to see myself now in a time where I could do whatever I want it's amazing. Why wouldn't you want to celebrate that? Why wouldn't you want to celebrate being a woman who can vote for whoever they wanted, who can marry whoever they want, who can have whatever job they please, who can almost be president? I mean, why wouldn't you want to celebrate that? Why wouldn't you want to celebrate the color of your skin, the curves in your hips, the coarseness of your hair? Why wouldn't you want to celebrate these things? It kind of makes me see that the person who did the video is maybe not proud of who they are, because I'm proud of who I am and I flaunt it daily. So if you're not comfortable with who you are, or if you think that celebrating these things is separating people, then you go on about your way. But saying that Black History Month should be abolished it's not going to happen. Nobody's going to let that happen. The NAACP will fight it till death. So you just have to embrace these things. You have to embrace every culture. You have to walk around and notice that we are different. Even though we want to be seen as equals, we are. We're all human beings. That's our common ground. But we all have different features, and that should be celebrated. We shouldn't all have to be Americanized. When we all came to this country, immigrants, people forced against their will to be here, we were told to leave those things behind and to become a melting pot of different races and forget all that. We're all Americans now. We all do whatever. No. Even in America, America itself, we celebrate different cultures through the food that we eat, through the things that we watch on television, everything. You don't just go out and say, I want to eat American food, because who knows what that is? No, you want Mexican food, you want soul food, you want Filipino food, you want whatever kind of food. We can't leave our customs behind because they're following us daily. So to say that we should forget about it and see everyone as a human, yeah, we should see everyone as a human because we are. We can't change that. We all breathe. We all have blood in our veins. We all can die from, various diseases. We all are not invincible to each other, but we should celebrate where we came from and know that people have sacrificed their lives to give us the things that we have, and that's what's important.